There's something surreal about watching your life blur past you through airport windows. One minute, I'm at JFK, rolling my carry-on toward an international departure gate, and the next, I'm boarding a plane bound for Spain, alone, wondering how in the world I became the kind of woman who does things like this. 8 hours overnight from New York to Madrid. My eyes are heavy, but my heart wide awake. And yet, there's a quiet pride tucked somewhere between the exhaustion and the adrenaline. Because for so many years, taking a trip like this felt impossible, too risky, too bold. Growing up in an immigrant family, fear is kind of a love language. It's how they protect you. Keep your head down. Play it safe. Don't color outside of the lines. But the irony is that my family, my grandmother especially, took the biggest risk of all. She fled Cuba in the middle of the night with nothing but courage and a single bag. Her journey was life or death, so that mine could be leisurely, so that I could sit on this plane and chase curiosity instead of survival. And as I'm navigating terminal transfers and sprinting for the light rail, I find myself wondering, if my grandparents knew how far their sacrifices would reach, would they do it again? Maybe it's my naivety, or maybe it's hope, but I'd like to believe that they would, because their bravery is the reason I get to choose risk for growth, not survival. We're all on these little personal odysseys, carrying stories, legacies, heartbreaks, dreams. And every train, every plane, every bus is a crossroads where our paths briefly collide. It's really poetic when you stop to think about it. Especially as a solo woman traveler, the world isn't always soft or safe for us. And yet here we are, resilient, resourceful, and unshakably brave. That's why I like to stay in all-female hostels. I'm surrounded by women rewriting their lives, chasing joy, chasing freedom, chasing themselves. And I learn so much from every single one of them. This time my journey brings me to Valencia, the city I've daydreamed about for years, a place I imagine myself living in someday if the universe is so gentle with me. I drag my bags through the hostel lobby, check in, walk down a narrow hallway, open the door to an empty 4-person dorm. It's quiet. I'm exhausted, but I'm also buzzing with this electric feeling of being exactly where I'm supposed to be. And what I didn't know, what I couldn't have predicted, is that this trip would lead me to someone I've technically known for almost 10 years through a single Instagram DM. A stranger who felt familiar long before we ever met. Someone who just moved to Valencia at the exact moment I found the courage to get here. It's wild how life works. How one risky message can shift the entire shape of a day. And for me, that message leads to one of the best 24 hours I've had in a long, long time. Holy shit. I made it. Holy cow, guys. We made it to Valencia. I'm so fucking excited to be here. And I need that excitement to kind of keep my energy high because it has been a long fucking day. I flew out from, first of all, hi guys, welcome to a new video. Let me introduce myself before I just vomit all over you guys in this last 24 hours. My name is Sade. Thank you for choosing to spend these next few days with me here in Valencia, Spain. I'm super pumped and excited to be back in this amazing country that I would love to one day call my home. So, anyways, if you've been following my channel for some time, then you know that I live in the state of Maryland. My brother works for Delta, so I get a little bit of airline privileges there with his buddy passes. So I took the train from Maryland to New York to JFK to catch a direct flight from JFK, New York to Madrid. Arriving in Madrid, first things first, I drop my passport book that has all of my credit cards and my ID, freaking out. I go to customs, I see a guy, a worker, one of the security, the customs agents, and thankfully he has my book. Disaster averted. Then I go collect my carry-on luggage that I checked, and one of the wheels are broken. And I'm like, what the F? So there's that. Then from the airport, I had to take a train to kind of like a light rail, if you will, to the main train station to catch a high-speed train 2 hours from Madrid to Valencia. The train is beautiful. The ride was beautiful, very cozy. I was able to get in a couple of Z's, as best as I could, because I didn't really get too much sleep on the flight over because there was a lot of turbulence. Almost the entire flight, at least 80% of the flight was very turbulent. And then, so I'm like, okay, I'm only a mile. I arrived to Valencia at the train station. It's only my hostel that I've checked into is called Camila Hostel. It seems pretty new and modern, really nice and warm. I think I'm gonna like it here. However, well, first off, it's not very far from the train station. It's costing me $112 for 2 nights, so roughly $56 a night with VAT tax and everything, which isn't bad. It's kind of high, I think, for a hostel, but that's okay because I am smack in the center of town, which is perfect location, walking distance from everything. I check into the hostel, come into the room. She assigns me a bed that is not made and that is dirty. And actually, I think all 4 of these have been used. I'm guessing this is a females only hostel room. They do have mixed dorm rooms. I try and get female only. I do like staying in hostels. I stayed in mixed dorms. It's fine, but it's a little awkward. And they have even dorms that offer 12 beds. I chose 4 just to kind of keep it simple. But I may have looked out because I think everybody checked out today and left. So I may have this entire room to myself, which is great, except my bed is dirty. So I'm probably gonna have to go back downstairs. Not probably, I am gonna go back downstairs and make her aware that the bed sheets have not been turned over. Anyways, why am I here? So Valencia has been on my mind heavy, living rent-free for years. Within the last few years, I would say. Currently, I'm in the US. My husband is military. We've moved and lived overseas a couple times. And so there's just nothing better than being close to the rest of the world. I had the privilege and honor of studying abroad here in Spain in college. So I lived a semester in another town north of Madrid called Salamanca. One of the best experiences of my life. And I was able to travel the country quite a bit, but I never got a chance to visit Valencia for whatever reason. So in my thoughts of really love living overseas, this city kept popping up as one of the best places for expats to kind of assimilate in. It's very low key. It's not as expensive as some of the bigger cities like Barcelona and Madrid. I don't know if you guys caught it on the news. Barcelona is having a lot of issues with, just an influx of tourists affecting the real estate market, which I totally get and understand. When you're a resident and you live there and you've basically been priced out of living in the city that you love so much. And Barcelona is an incredible city. So, and very touristic. I like it there, but I don't know that I would want to live there. But Valencia, I would say, is a really beautiful, happy medium. And I'm saying this having only visited now between Barcelona and Madrid. So I'm here to really explore. And the timing couldn't be more serendipitous because I have a friend, and I use air quotes for a friend, because I have not met her yet, but I would consider her a friend. It's kind of interesting. I know her from Instagram. She's also a travel blogger. Her and her husband recently moved to Valencia. So I was like, oh my God, what a perfect opportunity to come out, explore the city, but then also meet you for the first time, because we've been chatting literally since before the pandemic. I feel like I know her, even though we have not met yet. So I'm super excited to meet her today. She's going to show me around and introduce her to some of her community of friends that she's met. We'll probably grab some dinner, maybe go out later. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on too much because I do need a shower and change because we are going to meet here shortly. But I'm so freaking excited. I hope that you guys are too. Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to Spain. Also, I would love to give you guys a tour of this hostel. I realize hostels are not for everyone. I personally love them because especially when you're traveling solo, which I am, it's a good opportunity to meet other solo travelers. But I understand that, it's not for everyone. But this one, the reviews, based on the reviews, it seemed like a really nice place. It looks brand new. I have to say, my room was not ready, and it still is not ready. This is my bed. It appears someone else was sleeping here before me. I know it's kind of gross. I'm throwing my stuff on there now, but the hostel let me check in a little bit early, so I'm not gonna hold it against them. However, I do want to give you guys a quick little tour just in case you are visiting Valencia and you want to try it out and stay in a hostel. It's cheap, obviously, especially if you're only here a couple of nights. So how about I stitch one in me from the future, giving you guys a quick little tour. Welcome to my home base in Valencia, Camila Hostel. It sits right in the heart of the city in this quiet, unassuming little street that you could honestly walk right past if you weren't paying attention. In the lobby, it feels like stepping into a time capsule, all warm tones and classic 70s vibes, patterned towels, vintage prints, and that cozy retro charm. And as for the interior, I decided once again to book a 4-person female bunk bed room. Currently, I am here by myself, which is great. As I mentioned earlier, I think this room is roughly $55 per night for the bed, which is kind of high for a hostel, but I don't mind it because I feel like I really like the neighborhood. It's pretty safe. Like I went out, as you guys can see later in the video, late at night, and I got back and I didn't feel unsafe. And so safety is always like a top concern and priority for me when booking my accommodations. So again, this area is great. And then also the beds are clean and comfortable. I think the hostel is new. And so there's a bunk on top. Obviously this is my bunk down here. And we have a lovely little Romeo and Juliet balcony. I guess there is kind of space to go out there if I wanted to. I'm not going to because it's a little chilly this morning, but still beautiful lighting into the room. And, as you can see, it's not the most spacious, which is why I always make it a priority to come prepared and be a good hostelmate and just be organized. They do offer these cubbies underneath, and they're all labeled based on which bunk you have been assigned. And so, because I like to be organized, and it's better that way, especially if you're coming in late at night. I try and have my pajamas laid out, my toiletries to wash my face and brush my teeth, and have everything ready to go, because if there are people who are checking in today, I don't want to disturb them, me coming in late. I just grab what I need quietly, go to the bathroom, which I will show you, and then get into bed. But here's my cubby. You can see I got my shoes organized nicely, my weekender bag. Here I have a little packing cube with my underwear, and then I have my own packing cube, shameless plug, that I produce for my company, Simon Baggage. Is a vacuum compression packing cube, and I love it, and I'm so happy that I could use this on my trips now. It's full of sweaters now, so before I pack my things up and head to the next city, I'll vacuum compress it, and it fits quite nicely in my carry-on. This hostel does provide complimentary towels, some don't, so I always try and ask before booking or after I booked, just to ensure if I need to bring my own. I do have dry towels that for longer trips that I will carry with me just in case. And then also there's a little space here. I just kind of put my carry-on luggage and my big coats, I slid it in there. But that is the extent of the room. Not bad. All right, let's show you the bathroom. Okay, and this is the women's bathroom. You can tell it has a pretty cool modern vibe. The doors go all the way up to the ceiling for complete privacy. Because these are lower capacity rooms, there's only one shower and one toilet here, but again, it's slow season. I don't know what it would be like during the higher seasons if it would be busy, but there are other showers on property. There's little hooks here to hang. I don't think the cleaning ladies have had a chance to come by yet to kind of pick up. Some people have left and thrown their towels here. But for the most part, it's very clean. No issues there. Let me show you guys quickly the toilet. Very clean toilet. Flushes, good water pressure here. And then the shower, which is also very clean and nice. They do provide some gel, some shower conditioner, really good water pressure. This one is interesting. I had to figure out how to turn it on. It's, let's see if I can get in there. It's set hot, cold, obviously, but to turn it on, you just have to push it, and it essentially works how like a shower faucet would work, where after 30 seconds, it will turn off. I guess, smart on the company to ensure that people are not wasting water, I guess. But I was like, oh, why is this turning off? And then there is a nice length mirror with some Stay Camila branding. Some plugs here if you're like looking to blow dry or flat iron your hair, which I will be doing. But yeah, I would say that hygienically it is, obviously they need to kind of mop and sweep here, but for the most part, it's a pretty good and comfortable bathroom. Trust me, I've stayed in hostels where the situation has been worse. I would definitely give this, maybe a 4 out of 5 stars. Downstairs is Camila's coffee shop. I get the sense that this place is still kind of new, so it didn't appear to be open just yet, but the colors feel warm and the texture is nostalgic. Honestly, every corner feels Instagrammable without even trying. They even have these old school fridges, perfect for travelers to be able to store groceries or leftover food. And there's plenty of table space too, whether you're catching up on work or just want to hang out and journal. You can even step outside. There's a little tiny courtyard for some fresh air. It's simple, but it's cute. But enough of me settling in. My new friend is waiting for us at a local restaurant, and we've got a lot to catch up on. Let's go meet her.
Hey, I didn't know what you were doing.
I'm just gonna go for it. Guys, let me cordially introduce you to who I feel like is a dear friend. Literally, this is our first time meeting, which is insane.
Yes.
But we scrolled back. Turns out we've been chatting. We've been Instagram friends since
2019, 2020. Yeah.
Insane. This is our first time meeting. And she came all the way to Spain to see me.
So last minute, like
super last minute. I was like, I think I might come to Spain. How would you feel about meeting up if I came out to Valencia a few days? And I'm so glad that I did, because we have just been, girl, like we've literally known each other for 6 years.
It's like no time passed. It's like, okay, girl, where you want to go? Where do you want me to show you this? You know, this is how it's been, and it's been such a lovely, time meeting you. And
do you want to introduce yourself? So first of all, I'll leave a link to her Instagram below, because it is so stunning, curated, exceptional. Follow her first and foremost.
What's your tribe called?
I don't know that I have a tribe. No, I don't have a tribe.
Shade Diaz here.
I don't know.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I am Z James, and that's my handle. I am Z James, and alongside my partner, we started Voyagers Escape. Voyagers_escape is our handle, and we specialize in luxury travel. We used to live in California, and we moved here to Valencia, Spain just last year.
Full sent. Bye, America.
Bye. Deuces. It's been a year and 3 or 4 months now. So,
which is crazy that the time is just flown by like that.
It is, and we love it. I mean, God, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, but it's been nice.
I just want to note that sometimes it's okay if you want to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone slightly. Say hello, introduce yourself. You never know. There are some incredible people out there. Z is one of them.
Thank you.
And through the internet, I felt that connection, that kindred, sisterhood, friendship.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I have a friend that, you know, anytime I'm in Spain, hey girl,
what you doing?
How you doing? And that's that is the most beautiful part of travel.
And she came by herself. She's like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this time.
God bless my husband.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You know,
I'm alive. I'm alive.
She is taken care of. You know, we don't do that craziness here, but she is taken care of. And she's just like, you know what? I'm coming. I don't know if you're in town and if you have some free time, but I would love to meet up finally.
And thank you for making the time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It means the world to me.
So
we're gonna go up.
What are we doing?
We're about to go up to Atenea. We're gonna go up to the rooftop bar, have a drink, meet some of my friends that I have met here, and I'm just so thankful for them. And we're gonna have a good time. And they happen to be from DC too.
Let's go. Okay, DMV in the house.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Valencia. Sweet, sweet Valencia. You have me all in my feelings. These 360-degree views stole my heart. Served me drinks and a romantic view, and honestly, I am hooked for life. But it wasn't just the skyline or the soft, warm breeze sweeping across the rooftop. It was mostly the company. I looked around at our table. These stunning, brilliant Black women I'd never met until this moment, and yet I felt this instant connection, this sisterly bond. There's something sacred about finding your tribe in a place that isn't your own. As a former expat myself, I know that feeling deeply, the kind of friendship that turns a foreign city into a home, the kind that reminds you that you're not wandering the world alone, even when you travel solo. It's pretty powerful. Or maybe it's the kava flowing through my system making me all emotional. That is also possible. After we said goodbye to the first rooftop, we drifted across the plaza to another one, the autographed hotel. Different vantage point, same breathtaking view, and of course, more drinks, more laughter, more soul-filling conversation. In that moment, I just felt so grateful for this city, for the new friendships, for the beauty of showing up for life, even when it feels scary. And this was only the beginning.
We're also gonna have to get closer.
Cheers. Well, let me put my camera down.
Okay, hold on.
Salud.
Salud.
And salud.
Salud, darling. I am so happy you called and you came.
Absolutely.
And I really, really, really appreciate it. And I cannot wait till you come back and visit, but then come back and live.
Girl.
Cheers to that.
To your ear. What is it? From your mouth
to God's ears.
And cheers to you guys. Salud. You guys, I had the absolute best night, and not because I drank 3 wines of kava. And by 3 wines, I meant 3 glasses. Clearly, I've been drinking a little bit, but I'm good. I'm good. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm heading back to my hostel. And one of the things I love about Europe is that I'm not concerned or worried that I've been drinking and I'm headed home and I feel safe. It's not to say that things don't happen anywhere in the world. No place is exempt from a lack of safety or some danger. But I think I just, in Europe, I just feel like so much freer. I'm not worried as much when I am traveling through the city here, concerned that at 9 o'clock at night, the probability of something bad happening to me is higher than it is in the States. It just is. Unfortunately, I wish that was not the case. But in any case, I had such a lovely time. I'm so happy that I was able to finally meet my friend Z, who I've known for a couple of years, literally Instagram friends. It's kind of wild that we're only meeting now, but I'm so thankful for that. She is such an amazing and beautiful person, and clearly we've had a connection over Instagram. I have admired her now for so many years, and now having been able to meet her and learning more about her, definitely can see why I felt like we had a stronger connection through Instagram. And I love that she's like living out her dream here in Valencia and just like living her best life and being closer to the world, which is ultimately one of my goals. And hopefully one day moving to Europe, maybe not full-time, but part-time. Definitely, nonetheless, as I walk on the city streets, the cafes are open a little bit later. People are out having dinner, drinking a glass of wine. People are out and about. And so are women out and about by themselves, going to wherever they're going, not worried at all. And I think that sense of freedom is something that I've been yearning for in the States that I just cannot get. When the sun goes down, it's like you gotta be home because you don't often feel safe, unfortunately. Anyway, I've absolutely loved hearing her journey, moving her entire life here to Valencia, and all of the incredible opportunities that have opened up for her. And I am beyond grateful and thankful that she's taken time out of her day and evening to spend a few hours to show me around. Tomorrow we're gonna have a full day of Valencia. I'm gonna hit up all the touristy spots, take you guys along with me. Should be a good time. So I hope that you guys will stick around. Anyways, I gotta get to my hotel. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Coração quer cantar feliz, sorrir, dançar e viver essa vida de aprendiz.
Good morning, guys. Back at it. I literally have no clue where to start. I am in the central market of Valencia, or Mercat Central. It is the oldest and one of the largest European fresh food markets, and it's huge. It smells so good. There are fresh vegetables, fruits, hams, cheeses, poultry, all different kinds of meats. This is the kind of lifestyle that I wish we had back in the state, a fresh food market where everything is kind of like hawker style. You have small business owners selling their goods, and everything is made fresh, including these fresh juices over here, which I'm about to grab and indulge in. Let's try. Banana multi-fruit. Food's so fresh that some of the fish is even still alive. Not really my taste, but very interesting to see. It is so absolutely dreamy, this city. And like most places like Europe, it just has kind of like this enchanted vibe. It's because the city is so old and picturesque, at least in the center of town. I mean, they just don't make things like this in the US any longer. I'm just so mesmerized. Part of me really wants to vlog hardcore for you guys, but then the other part is just really enjoying myself, strolling, walking around, and just kind of bringing you guys along. And I hope you don't mind. But I did want to pop in and tell you guys where I'm at. I'm currently at La Lonja or Lonja de la Seda, which is basically translated into English as the Silk Exchange. This place was built during the golden age of Valencia. It's essentially, or was essentially, like the Wall Street version for the city, and was at its height and glory when Valencia was one of the richest cities in the region. Doesn't look like there's much inside now, but I believe this building is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is such a sight to see.
And walking inside feels like stepping directly into the 15th century. I mean, the moment I entered the main hall, I literally froze. These towering spiral columns rise all the way to the ceiling like stone-made palm trees. It really takes my breath away. But a few fun facts. La Lonja was built when Valencia was one of the wealthiest trading cities in the Mediterranean. Merchants from all across Europe would gather here to negotiate silk, Spain's quote-unquote white gold. And the entire building was designed to show off the city's prosperity. You know, these elaborate Gothic details, they weren't just for beauty, they were considered a flex. The main hall, known as the Sala de la Contratación, was where traders struck deals. I wandered around in total awe, touching centuries-old stone, staring up at the architecture made with this level of artistry we just don't see built anymore. Valencia is special. You can feel it in places like this where past and present live side by side, and where a solo traveler like me can walk beneath these arches and feel connected to something much bigger than myself.
All right, next stop on our stroll through the center of Valencia is going to be La Catedral de Valencia, which is the main and most prominent and popular cathedral here in the city. Legend has it that they currently house the Holy Grail, that Holy Grail from the Bible. For those, Christians and people who like fun facts like that, let's go take a look inside.
My next stop, the Cathedral of Valencia, a place that feels less like a building and more like a living timeline of the city itself. Standing outside, you may notice pieces of history layered into its architecture. The cathedral sits on the site of a former Roman temple, which later then became a mosque during the Moorish period, and finally, a Christian cathedral. Inside, the space opens up into these soaring vaulted ceilings and sunlit chapels that feel both intimate and grand. One of the first things you'll notice is how much art lives in this cathedral. Valencian painters from the Renaissance and Baroque periods fills the chapels with colors and saints, angels, scenes that once taught stories to a population that, quite frankly, couldn't read. But one of the most significant treasures is tucked behind protective glass, the Holy Chalice, believed by many to be the actual Holy Grail. And whether you believe in that legend or not, standing before it is pretty cool. Makes you feel, the weight of centuries of history and the devotion of millions. This cathedral isn't just a place of worship. It's a museum, a monument, and a symbol of Valencia's layered identity.
Holy shit. Hopefully we're almost there. So in addition to the cathedral, you can also pay an extra €3 to climb the 207 steps to the top, which legend has it is good luck and hopefully some good views. That was absolutely delightful. If you guys are up for it, climbing up the steps, totally worth it to get all of the panoramic 360-degree views of the city. So we're just going to continue on our little walking tour. There's another very historic old part of the city, so let's go check that out. I think one of the things that I love about Europe in general is that, especially in the old parts of the city, they have these huge, massive doors, so aesthetically beautiful and intricate wood and what do you call it? What do you call woodwork? I can't think of the name right now because I'm just so overwhelmed. Anyways, I don't know where I am. I feel like I'm kind of lost in the city. I hope my maps are taking us in the right direction, but either way, I'm just really enjoying this. Oh my God, carpenter. Carpenter is the word that I was looking for. I know you guys got it. You guys, I'm having the best day ever. The weather couldn't be nicer. It's like in the high 60s right now. I don't really need this sweater. I don't. It feels great. After strolling for about an hour or two around the city, gracias, Cava. Anyway, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm trying to be quiet because it's so quiet. The city is so just serene, and it kind of calls for using your inside voice, if you know what I mean. But anyways, I have to show you guys, I'm sitting in a random plaza. It's beyond picturesque and just beyond peaceful and just beautiful. I ordered some lunch, something simple, a vegan burger, and some patatas bravas, which if you've been to Spain, you know that is like a staple here. It's basically like fries cut in square, but the best part of it is the garlic aioli sauce they give you. So really looking forward to that, just having an amazing day. There's a few things left on the itinerary that I want to check out. My friend Z gave me all of these recommendations because again, I didn't make any plans. This trip is so last minute. So we'll see how much I'll get through before the sun goes down. They live in like the arts and sciences neighborhood, so I'll probably head that way and spend a little bit of the evening with them. So kind of doing a loop around, but so far just really taking my time. I'm sorry if this is like doesn't meet your expectations for you know, valuable info on Valencia, because I've just been enjoying myself and just kind of living in the moment. Anyway.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever taken yourself out to lunch? Party of one. Just you, your own company, and whatever deliciousness shows up at your table? If not, listen. It is an experience I highly recommend. I know it can feel intimidating at first. You know, we're so used to eating out with friends, with family, and someone there to fill in the silence, but there's something beautiful, almost liberating, about giving yourself permission to just be with yourself. No distractions, no small talk, just you, your plate, and the world moving gently around you. Taking myself out on dates has honestly become one of my favorite rituals outside of solo traveling. It reminds me that I deserve my own time, my own care, my own attention, and meals like this, they're just a way of celebrating that. So there I was, sipping kava, people watching, soaking in the sunshine, and having this sense of peace. A moment of stillness in the middle of a spontaneous adventure, and it all felt so perfect.
What a lovely lunch. Probably overstayed my visit there. I was just really enjoying it and just taking things in. But we're back on the road again. This time headed to, it's called Torres de Serranos, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, apparently there are these entrance to city gates. Let me look it up. I'm making shit up now. They were built in the 14th century and was once the main city gate and ceremonial entrance for royalty and ambassadors. So let's go check it out. It should be really nice. My jaw, let me just say, my jaw has been dropping. Every corner that I turn just gets even more beautiful. I mean, look at that building. It's so picturesque and I'm just in love. I can't imagine living there, like that being my life. What is this place? So stunning. Bam! And grand entrance to the city. My hair is doing crazy things. It is. Let's learn a little bit about this. Because I don't know. Because I didn't really plan this trip. Everything has been very impromptu. Anyways, as I noted earlier, it was built in the 14th century as, one of the main gates and an entrance, one of the main entrances into the city. Sorry, I can't speak. From 1586 to 1887, it served an unexpected purpose, a women's prison. That's interesting. Okay, the towers survived wars because they later stored Valencia's most important artworks during the Spanish Civil War, including paintings from the Prado, which is a very famous and historic museum in the center of Madrid, if we're talking about the same things. But yeah, look at that. It gives me like medieval vibes. It's gorgeous.
My wanderings eventually brought me to the Torres de Serranos, one of the old medieval gates that once guarded the city. And if you haven't noticed yet, everything I've done today has been on foot. Valencia City Center is incredibly pedestrian-friendly, biker-friendly too. You can walk 4 hours and never feel overwhelmed by traffic or noise. But now that I've drifted into Turria Gardens, this gorgeous green ribbon park that snakes through the city, I think it's time to switch things up a bit.
All right, after having lunch, let's get a little bit more exercise in. I currently rented a bike on VLC B. It's an app. You can rent a bike for a day for about €4, and I'm riding it through, what is the name of this park? I'll put it somewhere here on the screen. I want to say that it's called Turria Gardens, but essentially it used to be a river, and at some point it flooded pretty badly and destroyed a lot of the city. So officials had the genius idea of, draining this entire river, diverting it, and turning it into a park. So it literally surrounds the entire city center of Valencia. And who doesn't love a green space? And it's perfect for biking, bringing your dogs. There's people playing soccer and just kind of hanging out under trees. It's incredible. So this is something I definitely highly recommend that you do when visiting Valencia.
There's nothing like biking through a gorgeous green space. The breeze, the shade, the people out here living their lives. I swear, this is the kind of commuter-friendly city I dream of calling home someday. A place where you can bike from one end to the other and feel completely safe and free. About 15, maybe 20 minutes of cruising, I finally rolled up on our next stop, Mercat de Colon.
Short little bike ride away, we have made it to Mercat de Colon, which is in the Colon neighborhood. This is a very trendy shopping neighborhood. You can tell the buildings are a lot more newer and renovated, but so picturesque and beautiful. So essentially this is just another large market area. And because I didn't plan properly for this trip, I did ask ChatGPT for some good facts. So here they are. All right, at Mercat de Colon, fun fact, built in 1916. It's another Art Nouveau jewel. Think Valencia's version of a chic Parisian market hall. The facade hides tiny details like flowers, insects, and fruits carved into stone, reflecting Valencia's natural abundance. Inside, it's now full of modern cafes and trendy food spots, a symbol of Valencia's old meets new energy. Sounds amazing? Let's go inside.
Mercat de Colon has such a different vibe from Mercat Central. Colon feels a little bit more polished, upscale boutiques, sleek cafes. Meanwhile, Mercat Central is the heartbeat of everyday Valencia with fresh fish and fragrant produce, that real grocery shopping energy. But as I strolled through Colon, it didn't take me long to find something that caught my eye. A little keepsake from my visit here to Valencia.
All of these are so pretty. Definitely gonna take some earrings and some rings. Nice. I'm taking it. I love it. It's so cute. A little gift for myself to remember my time here in Valencia. And actually, I'm gonna go meet my girlfriend at her place around 6. And I don't wanna come empty-handed, so I wanna see if I can find some flowers. I did offer to bring a bottle of wine. She said, don't worry about it. So let's see if I can bring her some flowers. She might like that. Okay, as I was walking to try, I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to find a flower shop. Maybe instead I should bring her some dessert. As I was walking, I ran into a flower shop. So I'm gonna grab her a small bouquet of flowers, and then it's 5:45. I told her I would meet her at her house at 6 o'clock. So this should give me plenty enough time to pick her something up and head on over. Oh, it smells so good in here. These would be a really good choice too, being that we're getting closer to the holidays. However, she did mention that they are leaving for a month, so probably not a good idea to get her a full-on plant. They're not going to be around to water it and care for it properly. But these flowers are gorgeous, so I think I'll go with these. I'm so bummed that I'm just slightly early before the craze of the beautiful, wonderful holiday markets. Last year, my husband and I, we went to Germany and Strasbourg, France, which is, as they would say, the capital of Christmas. And it absolutely felt like Winter Wonderland. It was amazing. If you haven't been, I highly recommend it. And anyway, I just know Europe Christmas is just so gorgeous here. I'm sad that I'll be missing it this year. All right, we got the goods. Uber is on the way. Should be here in the next few minutes, and I think it's like a 5-6 minute Uber ride to her flat. And yeah, so far it's been a wonderful day. Let's keep it going.
It's wild how quickly a place can shift something inside you. How a city you've only known for a day or two can make you wonder, could I live here? Valencia consistently ranks as one of the best cities in the world for expats, and I see why. It's affordable, it's safe, and there's this closeness and community that feels special. You're connected to the rest of Europe in a matter of hours, yet the rhythm here is soft. And it helps more than I expected that I'd already have a friend here, and maybe even the potential of an even wider circle of Black women who are carving out joyful, abundant lives abroad. Life is a journey, one ride we only get to take once. So whatever road I choose next, I hope that it feels like light. I hope it feels like home. And most of all, I hope it leads me closer to the most essential version of myself. Guys, we're back in the hostel. So I just got back from my girlfriend's home, and I'm just beyond grateful and thankful to her and her husband for showing me such a lovely time. Totally wasn't expecting any of that. It was just, for me, really nice to be able to finally get to meet her. As we discovered today that we have been chatting online and friends, Instagram friends, since 2018, which is wild. Literally getting close to almost a decade of being social media friends, and then now finally meeting in person. And she's just beyond lovely, and her husband is incredible. They're just two amazing people. I'm so thankful for her sharing some of her time in her home with me in this very last minute impromptu trip to Valencia. And yeah, my heart is just feeling so full. I had the best time. And I hope that you guys did. Coming a little bit closer. I hope that you guys did as well. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, apologies in advance if I'm just kind of sauntering around, because I just was kind of living in the moment and just enjoying my time here. And I'm so glad that I came. Valencia, I can't speak highly enough about it. It's so dreamy and beautiful. Everyone has been so kind and gracious, and I had an amazing time, and I really can't wait to come back. Hopefully semi-permanently, at least. I think it'd be a great place for my husband and I to eventually settle down and maybe call this city home. Maybe not full-time, but part-time. We'll see. I don't know. Putting it out in there into the universe. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining along with me in these last 48 hours, and just always being so supportive and lovely. This is the best community ever, and I'm so thankful that I get to share my story with you, as I am so often inspired by your stories and your experiences around the world. I think travel is just one of the most beautiful experiences that life can offer, and I feel very privileged and honored that I'm able to do it and meet people like Z, and just, I don't know, I just feel so thankful. And I'm thankful to you guys for watching. If you like this video and want to continue along or follow my friend Z on their journey living here in Spain and traveling all over the world and sharing those experiences, I'll link their channel down below. And then, of course, you're also welcome to subscribe here and become a part of the travel family. Otherwise, I'm wishing you guys a beautiful start to your holiday season, and I will see you all very soon, if not in the next video, somewhere around the world. Lots of love and light to you. Catch you in the next one. Ciao.